everybody. Welcome to episode 29 of Laxin at the Lair with your host, Travis. Oh, sorry. 1 second. We got to reset back to one. I don't have to. We're doing sound check for my harmonica. Best thing about comedy is I just go, you know. All right, I'm gonna turn around. This is a new impression of Morrissey if he was Peppa Pig's dad. What's going on? Peppa. That's fair. There's Peppa in the. Okay. Hey, welcome to episode 29 of Laxin at the Lair with your host, Travis Dowdy, and your other host, Tony. Tony's not here, but I am, the old co-host. Keep it going for me, everybody. Aaron Wentz. Tonight we have a very special. What? No, it's not. But if the law comes, tonight we have a special edition of Laxin at the Lair. Got three friends from out of town, comedian friends I've known for a long while. Some new, some old. Some named Jackie. But, you know, three comedians traveling, getting the shit done. So, I hope you're ready for some comedy. I know this first one's funny because I'm working on a new Twilight bit. And out of 11 people, only one of them may have seen it. Has anybody seen Twilight? Yeah. No, sorry. Well, on to the next joke then. Where's anybody gun lovers? Gun people? I know. I was thinking about getting my concealed carry, but I want a net gun. You know, so the next time some guy's giving me grief, I just shoot him with a net. But I think I'm not legally allowed to own a gun, so that means I'm just gonna have to carry a net. So next time some guy at the bar is just mad at me, I just have to go. And hope to God he doesn't have a knife. Or a gun, because he'd probably shoot me through the net, I guess, now that I'm thinking this, now that I'm flushing this one out. Hey, I don't need to know about your sexual proclivities. Oh, there is a man with a bullwhip. Yeah. I have been looking into getting a starter pistol, though. You know, the things that start the race. So next time they fuck up my wings, I just brandish a weapon. I believe I ordered lemon pepper. Have you guys seen those memes of like, you know, boy lunch or whatever, guy lunch, lady lunch? People make fun of us because of the things men choose to eat at night. I think it's kind of funny. But I have like grown-up lunch, or you know, I have grown-up dinner, which is normally the lunch I packed because I decided to have tacos again. Yeah. I have been trying to lose weight, but it's not working, so. Yeah, you're telling me, dude. What was the other? I have a bunch of new jokes I'm trying to do, but. Talk to the live stream audience. Is there a live stream audience? Whoa, hey! To the billions watching at home. I've been trying to watch what I eat, though. And the other day I spent 45 minutes calorie counting 2 different types of miso soup. Right? It was a difference of 10 calories. And then I got home and went to make the soup, and under the instructions it said, this product may contain lead. It's like, well, you should put that by the calories, so I can see what I'm eating. So, like a weird evening after the bar, you know? Okay. Do you guys have partners besides Travis?
We're all partners with Travis.
Yeah.
This is my hair.
Whoa. This is my fight song. I don't, but I've been looking for one. However, I think I would like a deaf partner. So, you know, next time they start talking during my show, I can kind of just look over there, you know, and pretend not to hear them. You guys don't know sign language, but there's 240 different types, so this joke is going to take a while. Last night I cried in the Chuck E. Cheese bathroom. That's weird. It's not even a joke, but it was weird. But they got rid of the animatronics at Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, there's no more animatronics because kids were getting scared. So now it is just a screen with people dancing and singing Mary Had a Little Lamb. And in the middle of it, it cuts away to Charles Entertainment Cheese interviewing a 7-year-old comedian and him telling him to chase his dreams. So here we are, guys. There'll be more of us in about 20 years. Kind of weird. All right, I'm going to do some impressions. Get out of here. Just kidding. Just kidding. Are you ready for first comedian? I can't hear you. Your first comedian, coming all the way from the Sacramento, San Jose area. Keep it going for Zach Zimmerman, everybody. Bridget, keep it going.
Lions Lair, what's up? How y'all doing? That's the exact smattering I deserve. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So technically, I actually am from Denver, but that's how popular I am, is that nobody knows that. It's kind of cool. Yeah, did grow up in Denver. I lived in San Diego for a while, and they have a boulevard to go along with what you were just saying. They have a boulevard called Cesar E. Chavez Boulevard, and my fat ass read Chuck E. Cheese Boulevard. And that's when I learned that the E in Cesar Chavez does indeed stand for entertainment. He was right. It's true. Yeah. Am I the only one with kids here? Is that me? You guys in the back? You're like, we had kids. They're adults now. Having adults is totally different. Yeah, I actually went on a tour for a while. I went from Sacramento all the way to Charlotte and hit every little fucking podunk town in between. We did a show in Alabama in Bayou La Battery in a basement on the 2nd floor. Yeah, everything floods there, so they just fucking jack everything on stilts. That was true. Some nights it was awesome, you know. Some nights we were in Louisiana in a wedding reception hall, and there's 400 people there. I sold out a Dino Dick merch. Life was peachy. 2 nights later, I'm in Perry, Florida, and there's even less people in that bar than there were here for a booked show, and one of them was a cardboard cutout of Donald Trump, and he didn't laugh at any of my fucking jokes. That was a long night. Yeah, so while I was gone, my wife's a little older than me, so we had to do IVF. You guys know what I'm talking about? In vitro fertilization. Yeah. We did 6 rounds of that before one finally caught. It was like the last ditch effort. last possible embryo that could have worked, Hail Mary at the end of the game kind of stuff. But I was actually on the road when my wife did the last transfer. So I'm the first comic ever to be on the road for 4 months and come home to a pregnant wife. That never happens. It's just me and the military guys know about that, right? She's like, no, I held it in. It was 13 months is a normal pregnancy if you hold it in with a cork. That was a good time. Yeah, the weirdest part was having to, make the baby. 'Cause I don't know if you know how IVF works. They have to take her eggs and scramble them up with my special sauce. But I lived in San Diego, and the clinic is in LA, and it was a 2-hour drive up north to get to the clinic, and they want you to produce your sample before you get there. And you have to get there at 6 in the morning, so we left at 5 so I could, have to produce my sample on the highway. That was the most awkward trip down the highway in my life. Everyone's looking at me on the side. I'm trying to hide it, but not working. Foo Fighters' Monkey Wrench was playing the whole time. It felt appropriate. That was a wild time. Yeah. So I'm thinking, my wife's cheering me on the whole time. I'm feeling all awkward about it. She's like, you can do it, honey. If it's a girl, we'll name her Kia. She was a girl, but we didn't name her Kia. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I thought that having a kid was going to be like having a dog, but it's not quite the same, Can't really punish the kid by locking her on the porch for a couple hours, for barking at the neighbor. It's definitely more difficult. It's more like having a kid is like having a cell phone. We all have one of those, right? Just some fucking kid just tugging on your shorts telling you useless information all day. Hey, yes phone. Aaron Rodgers still hasn't signed with the Steelers. Okay, thanks, buddy. I don't care about that. Only tell me when it's something relevant. Hey, yes phone. It's 76 and cloudy out. Okay, phone, thank you. Only tell me when it's relevant, Maybe tell me when it's an emergency. Hey, what phone? Jesus Christ. Oh, thank God you're here. Aaron Rodgers is still unsigned. It's 55 and cloudy tomorrow. And 3 of your favorite celebrities died. Okay, thanks, phone. That's how I want the news. That's how it always comes in. It's true. You've read those texts. I got one of those the other day from 9 News, thought it was important. Jason Voorhees, the actor who played Jason Voorhees, died. R.I.P. But he's going to come back. That's kind of his thing. I'm not too worried about him. I'm really not. No, everybody else grew up in Denver? You guys all from California? Couple Denverites? Yeah. Fuck yeah, love that. I like that we get a little gap in the schedule here so we don't have to miss the Avs or the Nuggets. That's kind of fun, right? Makes things a little easier. No, I love the Avalanche. I don't care. I'm a huge hockey fan. Avs all day. Although the one thing I hate about the Avalanche is their mascot. We used to have a Yeti. You guys remember that? Howler the Yeti? It would scare the shit out of children, just like those Chuck E. Cheese fucking animatronics. And then apparently one day the mascot beat up a fan in the parking lot, so they had to fire the mascot. The fan was a woman and a Blackhawks fan, and that's how you fire. They didn't just fire the guy in the suit, they fired the suit too, which I didn't even know you could do that. And then they came back with a fucking Party City version of a St. Bernard named Bernie. You know what I'm talking about? I want to fight that dog every time I go to the game. A St. Bernard for the Avalanche, really? You're going to choose the one animal bred into existence to save people from an avalanche? It'd be like if the Carolina Hurricanes mascot was a FEMA truck. It's fucking stupid. Greatest name in hockey, of course, that's going to be our mascot. Yeah. Yeah, I lived in California during the last few years of the Raiders run. That was fun. I lived in San Diego for a while, and I learned about loyalty through those 2 scenarios about the losing their football teams, Like the Chargers fans were like they just got cheated on. They're like, get the fuck out. You can go live in a soccer stadium for all I care. I'm not rooting for you anymore. Raiders fans are total cucks. They're like, I don't care what city my team plays for. That's still my girl, Like imagine if the Raiders announced they were leaving the Bay 3 years before they did. Imagine if your wife told you she was leaving you in 3 years. She had to wait for her new husband to finish building their new house in Vegas. But you still had to go to all of her games. Yeah, no, I'm a Bronco fan, right? These colors do not run. They don't pass very well right now either. It's been a rough couple of years. Glad we finally got Bo Nix. Feels good. Bo Nix. I got a raging Bo Nix for the Broncos. I'm fucking stoked for them. Gonna be fun. No, growing up here, I realized that we're not the biggest food town, but I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I am a huge fan of breakfast. Love breakfast? I see it in your eyes too. You do too. What's your go-to breakfast, man?
Oh, I'm a chicken fried steak and eggs, man.
Fuck yeah. You go to Pete's over here?
All the time.
That breakfast burger, top notch.
Yeah.
My favorite personally, and I tell this, I sing the praises no matter what city I go to, and I've been all over the place. I love the Denver Biscuit Company. Yeah, it's amazing. They have a sandwich there that's so good that you want to take half of it home so you can have sex with it later. It's that good. And if you're looking at me like that's weird, you just haven't met the right sandwich. She's out there, okay? Last time I walked in, I hadn't been there in years, and I swear the radio's, the second I walked in the door, I hear, "At last, my love has come alive." I was like, she missed me too. I don't even need to look at the menu. I know exactly what I'm ordering, right? They bring out the menu. I'm like, that'll be no need. I'll take the Franklin. Fuck yeah, it's amazing. Biscuits and gravy with chicken and bacon and cheese on it. I'll take the fucking heart attack. It's worth it. Totally worth it. I swear to you, the second that the server came over and dropped the plate on the table, all of a sudden Marvin Gaye hit the radio. Like, it was like, you couldn't have written it in a movie and it would have played better. Just all of a sudden, bow, 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 bow. Well, I've been really trying, baby, trying to hold back this feeling for so long. So naturally, I took half that sandwich home. It was asking for it. Yeah, if you guys travel a lot, you're going to breakfast places. There's a place up in Seattle called Biscuit Bitch. That's a real place. You know what I'm talking about? It's fucking amazing. Yeah. It's really good. I would not make that name up. I'm way more clever than that. That's a real place. If you're in Vegas or in LA, there's a place called Egg Slut. It's a real place. You can find them in the, was it the train center there, right downtown LA? There's also one on the Strip somewhere, but good luck figuring out where that is because it's the fucking Strip and everything's everywhere all at once. I was in Phoenix. I went to a Waffle Ho. It was a Waffle House, but the sign was broken. It was okay. 2 stars. You got to fight the cook to get your meal, you know. Typical Waffle House fashion. You guys are scared of breakfast? Is that what's happening? Yes. Okay. Well, it's worth it. I'm telling you. Get some eggs in your life, pal. It'll save your life. It will. Yeah, I got to tell you guys, thank you all for having me out here. This is cool. I got to tell you, I almost didn't make it. I almost died. Like 13 years ago. But I still almost died. I wouldn't have made it tonight, you know? That's how death works. Yeah, I grew up in Arvada. You guys know where that's at? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thoughts and prayers. I didn't decide to grow up there. That's just where my parents decided to procreate. Happened, you know? But it was like a month before I turned 21. And this was so long ago that Tokyo Drift had just come out. So we like went to play Hey Mister in front of a liquor store until somebody bought us like a couple 40s of blue Mad Dog 2020, you know? Sneak that into the theater. It's great. You puke blue. The good old days. Back when it was fun to drink. Now it just feels sad, you know? You know those? Yes. Cheers, by the way. Yeah, so we're leaving the theater, and my buddy Cliff is driving. But again, we just saw Tokyo Drift. And he decides that he's going to Tokyo Drift around this little S-turn corner. But the problem is we're in a Volvo station wagon. They have tremendous handling. We are not going to Tokyo Drift this car, right? So I kind of saw what was happening. And right before he takes the S-turn, I put on my seatbelt and I look up and he smacks this fucking curb and then he shoots over to this sign that says, "Welcome to Stanley Lake." Right in the middle of the intersection, he hits this fucking sign and we roll like fucking 6 times. Terrifying. Can't believe I made it out. I remember the car was upside down and smoking and I was trying to crawl out of it. And I don't know if you've ever been in a rollover car accident. The radio stays on, but the engine turns off. So the whole time I can hear R. Kelly, it's the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen, you know. I didn't realize that until I crawled out of the car and I don't have my shoes. Because I hit my face on the dash so hard, my tooth went through my lip and my shoes came off. So I'm coming back to the car, all I can hear is R. Kelly. I'm like, fuck my shoes, and I never went back. So I, too, am a victim of R. Kelly. Which explains why I pissed myself. That's fair, you know. But next thing you know, I'm trying to hitchhike home, and of course the only car out is an undercover cop. So next thing you know, I'm strapped to a gurney with a fucking neck brace on, and they're giving me a breathalyzer in my face in the hospital, you know, and I'm like, just a week before I turned 20 or 21. And I'm like, I learned my lesson. Like, they're going to give me a ticket for that, an underage drinking ticket. I'm like, what class could you make me take that I'm going to learn more than I just learned right now? Like, for example, I'm never letting Cliff drive again. And that should be the punishment for underage drinking. Cliff is your fucking DUI, or your fucking Lyft driver home. That'll deter a lot of people from drinking. So I figured, you know, I don't have to go back to, I'm not going to court for that. I'm turning my life around. I'm going to college, right? 3 years go by, and I get pulled over leaving college. My buddy had a busted taillight. They read my name and find out I have a fucking warrant. I have to go to court the next day, and I had to stay the night in court or in jail, so I'm not looking my Sunday best. And the fucking judge comes up and reads my docket, and he's like, well, Mr. Zimmerman, it says here you're here for underage drinking? And I was like, yes, Your Honor. He's like, it says here you're 23 years old? I said, yes, Your Honor, and I swear to you, as long as I live, I will never underage drink again. And I've still kept true to my promise. Folks, I'm Zach Zimmerman. Let's keep this show rolling. Thank y'all so much. Keep it going for your host.
One more time for Zach, everybody. Me and my friends went out drifting one time, and we were getting about halfway through the turn in the church parking lot, right? And my friend said, I think it's because we have too much weight. And then made me get out and watch them drift in the parking lot and then get on the bus home. Because so one more time for Zach, everybody. Coming next to the stage. Keep it going. For Jackie Pearl, everybody. Jack, hey.
Hey guys, how you doing? When I get up on stage, I prefer hugs to handshakes. And there's a reason for that, folks. Every hand you've ever shook has probably had a dick in it. Even yours, sir. I don't mean to call you out, but probably your own 10 minutes ago in the bathroom. I don't know, and that's my problem. I don't know whose dick has been in whose hand. Good luck shaking your boss's hand tomorrow. You. Oh my God. No, give it up for the lady in the house tonight. Yes. No, I love it when the ladies come out. I don't know how many comedy shows you've been to, but I'm often the only one on the mic without a beard. What did you think I was going to say? A beard. No, I am growing one of those too at my age. Fuck diamonds. Tweezers are a girl's, right? Am I wrong? Tweezers are a girl's best friend, right? I've got one in the bathroom. I've got one in the car. That car light is immaculate. It's like, it's amazing. Yeah, I came home one night from doing comedy. Went to bed. Got up in the morning. Had a 9-inch chin hair. You ever get those? It's like, what the hell? Where did that come from? And I call it a visit from the hairy fairy, you know? It's like, holy shit. You guys are with all your lovely, luscious beards. It's me. I'm competing. Eventually, I'll get there. Oh, Lord. Yeah. No, my name is Jackie Pearl. I've been through a lot of changes. I recently had a big, large birthday. On April Fool's Day, I turned 60 years old. Thank you. Mild amusement for not having died once yet. I appreciate it, yeah. Yeah, it's coming, guys, at some point. Jesus. No, I know I'm old because things are very, very different these days. When I grew up, they had a smoking lounge in high school for students. Does anybody else remember that? I do. Yes, isn't that crazy? Like, Brittany would come out bebopping with her cigarette and her cheerleading outfit, and Mr. Hill would be like, Brittany, you know you have to smoke in the smoking lounge. It's nuts. I'm so old that my mother woke me up for the moon landing. Anybody else? No? I was 4. It was crazy. I'm so old that back before I met my ex and I used to date, consent was just that 5th beer. Oh, you guys remember that, huh? This is just number 2 in case anybody's wondering. You got 3 more to go. Serve her up. That's how I get free drinks when I'm up here. Shit. No. Yeah, I'm old. It's crazy. And you learn things from kids. I raised 3 kids. I raised them for export. If you have kids, that's the way to do it. Yeah, get him learned up and get him out of there. But no, I was on the phone the other night with a comic, and I was like, yeah, for sure, we'll hook up after the show. And my adult daughter was home, and she goes, Mom, who the fuck are you talking to? And I said, I'm talking to Erin, a comedy friend of mine. And she goes, do you know what hookup means? And I'm like, yeah, it means we're going to get high and talk about comedy afterwards. She goes, no, Mom, hookup means fuck. Did you guys know that? Oh, you guys are a little more hip than I am. So I'm sorry, Erin, we're not hooking up after the show. I want to apologize to your wife. And yeah, I've had to apologize to so many people. Male, female, whatever. It's a mess. It's a mess. That's how I got this reputation. I learned another word that I'd never heard before. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but you learn things when you go to comedy shows. And somebody said it on stage, and I'd never heard it before. And it was a really fun word to say. You guys want to say it with me? I had no idea what it meant, but I'll say it once, and you guys say it twice with me on the count of 3. Can you do that? All right, okay. Bukkake. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Bukkake. 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 Isn't that a fun word to say? I lived in Hawaii for 43 years. I heard that word. I thought it was like Korean barbecue. Doesn't it sound like that? You know, like I'll have a big helping of bukkake, 2 scoops of rice, some extra salad. I don't know. Grab me a beer to wash it down. I had no idea what it meant. And it's one of those things, you ever get a word in your head and you just start saying it over and over again? And I like that word, so I even made up a song to it. And I was like, I like bukkake, you like bukkake, we all like bukkake too. And I was sitting at home doing the dishes one time, my adult son walked in, and he looked at me, he goes, the fuck are you singing, Mom? I said, bukkake, John, it's a fun word, isn't it fun? Bukkake, say it with me. He's like, no, Mom, bukkake is not a fun word to say with your mother. It's like, well, what does it mean? He's like, because I hadn't bothered to look it up. He's like, no, you, and I went to grab my phone, and he slammed my hand down. He said, you are also not looking up this word while I am in this house. So I waited till he left, I grabbed my phone, and I looked it up. Oh, shit. First of all, I had to figure out how to spell that damn thing. Yeah, and I looked it up, and I don't know if you've ever been on the internet, but first came the pictures, and then came the description, and then came the realization, like it hit me in the face several times, that I do not want to say that word with my son. Yeah, so I don't know how many good Japanese restaurants you have around here, because it's Korean, not Japanese. But next time you go out, order bukkake. Come on, live a little, guys. See what you get. Just know that if 5 or more servers come to your table, you have ordered off menu. Yeah. Any NFL fans here? Come on, we're in a fucking dive bar in Colorado. Really? No, nobody watches football. Yeah, I know you do. No? Okay. He does? Who's your team? Oh, he's gone. He left already. He's a what? Okay. I was born and raised in Mankato, Minnesota, don't you know? Oh, yeah, sure, you betcha. And until, like, just a few years ago, their spring training camp was in Mankato. So I am a huge Minnesota Vikings fan. Huge. I was tiny little girl. My dad used to bring me to watch them practice and stuff, you know? And I had a specially made T-shirt when I was 11 because my dad was such disappointed in them. And it's purple and gold, and it says, the best thing about dating a Minnesota Vikings fangirl is you know she'll never expect a ring. Figured you'd get that, yeah. I like it. Yeah, you like it. And then I moved from, from Minnesota to Honolulu, and then after 42 years, I moved to California. And everybody there is a Raiders fan, but I didn't know that, right? I was not clued in. Yeah, you are, okay. And I bought tickets, and I was going to take my daughter, and she was 15 at the time, so all of her friends have to go. So I'm buying ticket after ticket after ticket, and we get to a small town I'd never heard of called Oakland. Me and 6 little white girls dressed head to toe in purple. Let me tell you, the black hole is real, you guys. Jesus Christ. And we won. This is 2017. We beat them. And so I'm trying to get these little kids out of there. They're throwing beer bottles at our heads. I'm just like, Holy shit, it was a mess. It was a mess. Yeah, yeah. As long as you're not a Green Bay Packers fan. Fuck them. Awful. Awful. No, I think I'm going to get out of here. My name is Jackie Pearl. You guys have been awesome. Thank you very much. Lion's Lair. The Lion's Lair. I just wanted to call you out of the bathroom. He was just holding his own penis.
You know. Yeah. I was upside down while Travis was holding me like this. Yeah. You're telling me, dude. We're like apples. Keep it going for Jackie, everybody. Jackie Pearl. Coming next to stage. Performed at Red Rocks last night. I've been waiting to make that joke for a couple weeks. But another wonderful friend of us. Keep it going for Jacob Blazer, everybody.
All right, how we doing, guys? Doing all right, yeah. So yeah, I did not perform at Red Rocks. If I had performed at Red Rocks and then tonight I was performing here, all I got to say about that is I don't believe in suicide, but I would understand it. You know what I'm saying? I would understand it. I don't know. I'm getting older. It's tough getting older. It sneaks up on you. You don't see it coming. Like last week I'm watching this Victoria's Secret commercial. Teenage girls jumping on the bed in lingerie. They're having a pillow fight. Feathers everywhere. I know I'm getting older because my first thought is, what a fucking mess. Right? All I see is a shitty sleepover, you know? I want to go in there like, young ladies, you're cleaning this up, it's lights out. Get off the fucking bed, you know? Just me? All right, we're having fun. I'm getting older. You guys remember that show Golden Girls? Thank you for being a friend. I don't know, for those you guys don't know what Golden Girls is, basically it's Sex in the City if it was your grandma and her friends, you know? That's Golden Girls. And I know I'm getting older because last week I'm watching an episode of Golden Girls. And it's the first time ever watching an episode of Golden Girls that I was able to finish. Just me? All right. All I'm saying is that Blanche is low-key banging, guys. I don't care if she's roomier than the 77 Cadillac. I will throw my hot dog down that hallway. Yeah. I'm into the vintage vagina, is what I'm saying. I want to pet that silver kitty cat. You know what I mean? Looking for that geriatric G-spot. Little post-menopausal muff. I'll give her some hot flashes of my own, if you know what I'm talking about. I'll go to town, I'll break a hip. And then I'll nurse her back to health because I'm a goddamn gentleman. Just me? All right. We're having fun. I don't know, I'm getting older. It's tough to date when you get older. And I'm a fun guy, I'm fun in bed. Like I make airplane noises when I finger bang. I'm like, just me? All right. But that's how I get consent. I'm like, Jacob 6'9" around approach, requesting permission to land. And the inevitable, permission denied. But then I gotta spit some game. I'm like, Jacob 6'9" around approach, we're running low on fuel, and I got a plane load of people that would really love to see their families this evening. And the inevitable, permission denied, please reroute to another location. Yeah, I thought she'd be into it. She had a landing strip and, you know. But that's my life. It's like an airport. It's a terminal. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. And I'm open guy. Like, I'll suck a dick. As long as she's hot, you know. Just me? All right. All I'm saying is that I don't want to be staring at some hairy chest. You know, I like a nice pair of tits. If I'm going to suck a dick. That's all I'm saying, you know. And I'll tell you, it's all about femininity, you know, because I know I'm not gay. I know I'm not gay. Because every time I suck a dick, it tastes like shit. Just me? All right. We're having fun. I don't know. It's tough to date. So I like to masturbate. Pretty good at it. Been doing it a while now. But the landscape of pornography has changed. Like, do you realize, like, nowadays in 30 seconds you could be looking at clown porn? Like that, yeah. Clown porn fan of the audience, sweet. When I started, I didn't have that. I'm old school, was analog, you know? I was masturbating in catalogs that came in the mail from my mom, you know? J.C. Penney, Sears, Montgomery Wards, you know? Whatever I get my hands on. As a matter of fact, I remember one time I was this girl in a blue dress, short skirt, low back. It was all lacy. I masturbated that blue dress for an entire summer. I was obsessed with the blue dress. I had a crush on Monica Lewinsky. Fucking terrible. Yeah. All right, some Lewinsky fans in the audience. All right. Yeah, I mean, like all summer, I was breaking furniture to this blue dress. Like to this day, blue dresses fuck me up. And here's why. Because that first week of school, I come home excited to get a little alone time with that Montgomery Ward catalog. And I come in the house, and my mom is wearing the blue dress. Yeah. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't know why I came instantly, but therapy is going well. As a matter of fact, it's going so well, I rarely wear that blue dress anymore, guys. I'm working on me, you know. I don't know, but I am getting older. I've been getting into history a lot more lately, as one does, as one gets older. I've been watching this Genghis Khan documentary. I don't know if you guys know a lot about Genghis Khan, but he had quite the empire back in the day, most of Asia and Europe. And not only that, Genghis Khan did a lot of conquering. You know what I'm talking about? Like a lot of conquering. Yeah. He did so much conquering that right now 15 million people are related to Genghis Khan right now on this planet. And I wonder in like 400 years, how many people are going to be related to Nick Cannon? He's out there wilding out. He can get those numbers up, you know. But I don't know. It's tough getting older. Like a couple months back, I had to have my first prostate check. You know what I mean? I was around that age, you know. It ended up being quite the debacle. I'll try and paint you a picture. Because there I'm bent over the bed. And you know me, I got my pants around my ankles. And the doctor's poking around the old rusty bullet hole. And suddenly I noticed he's not wearing any gloves. Yeah. And I'm about to say something when suddenly there's a knock on the motel room door. And HMOs, am I right? Yeah. I should have known something was off when he paid me for the exam. You know, should have been a red flag. But I'm such a health nut now, like, I'm constantly, you know, doing that self-check daily, guys. Yeah, I'm poking around the old rusty bullet hole, the old buckeye, you know. I mean, I'm no doctor. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'll know if it changes, you know. Just me? All right, we're having fun. I don't know. I like to play board games because I'm the king of segues. Like you guys are, one of my favorite games growing up was the Ouija board. You guys remember the Ouija board? Loved playing that game. But there was always that one kid who would never play Ouija board. You know, he'd be like, dude, ghosts, demons, I don't fuck with that. And I'd be like, dude, it's made by Milton Bradley. You know, it's like saying I can't play Candyland because I have type 2 diabetes and I don't want to die. You know? Or saying, I'm not going to play Hungry Hungry Hippo because those things are fucking dangerous, you know? Just me? All right, we're having fun. I don't know. I see people out here with these emotional support animals. You guys seen this? They're supposed to help with stress and anxiety. I have stress. I have anxiety. But I don't need an emotional support animal. I need a financial support animal, guys. Yeah, I'm looking like a dog with some dough. A cash cow, maybe. You know what I mean? I'm looking for a sugar mammal is what I'm trying to say. You know, I play a mean game of fetch. I love long walks, and I'm into heavy petting, guys. Just me? All right. I mean, I'm swiping right on Pet Finder all day long, guys. All right. Yes. You guys all have money. I see. Whoa. Excuse me. You know. But I don't know. Like really, porn nowadays, it is crazy. Do you realize on Pornhub there's over 500 million clips for anal sex? And I don't get it because I think that anal sex is a lot like fast food. All right, stick with me. You see the commercial for the Jack in the Box triple bacon heart attack Jack, and you're like, that looks good, I want to try that. You see porn, anal, and you're like, that looks good, I want to try that. But then when you get it, you're like, that's not what I ordered. You're like, are you sure this is the number 2? It looks nothing like the commercial. The cheese is not dripping. It's just a different experience. I mean, you go for it because it's there, even if it's a little messy. But it's always followed by a little bit of regret, a little bit of disgust, and my ass always hurts in the morning. Just, it's those fucking jalapeno poppers, man. I'm telling you right now, there ain't no ranch that can soothe that hidden valley, is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't like to travel around a lot. Like, I'm from California. We're here performing in Colorado tonight. Last year, I had the opportunity to perform in Hawaii, you know. I don't know if you guys ever been to Hawaii. I don't know. But it is a vibe, definitely a vibe. The best way I can describe Hawaii, it's like if marijuana was a place. You know what I mean? It just feels good. So I'm there. I'm walking on the beach in front of these multi-billion-dollar resorts. I'm high on Hawaii. And I come upon a resort where you can swim with the dolphins. I don't know if you guys had heard of this. I had not. I'm like, this sounds majestic. I want to be fucking Aquaman, you know? So I go up to this resort, and I come upon 2 dolphins, and they're not in a tank. They're in a goddamn swimming pool. And they're 100 yards from the ocean. All I saw was a dolphin prison. And it reminded me of that song by Johnny Cash. Maybe you guys know it, Folsom Prison Blues. I hear that train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend. In that song, he sings about being stuck in a prison cell. And he hears that train rolling down the tracks. People travel the world. He's losing his mind in that cell. And I imagine those dolphins, they feel the same way. They're stuck in that fucking kiddie pool. And they can hear the waves crashing in the ocean 100 yards away. Dolphin Prison Blues, guys. And I wrote a song called Dolphin Prison Blues. You guys want to hear it? Yeah. Perfect. So, I'm not going to do the whole thing because it's an 8-minute song. It's my free bird, or I guess free dolphin. Besides, I got a anal bleaching in 20. So, Dolphin Prison Blues, guys. Dolphin Prison Blues. Thank you guys very much. It has been my pleasure. Let's give it up for your host, Aaron Wins. Thanks, buddy.
Keep going for Jacob, everybody. 10 minutes? Yep. Thank you. Nope. This is episode 29 of, what was that, Tony? You want impressions?
No.
I got...
I'd love to see an impression of Tony.
Okay, that's him yelling at me. But keep going for Jacob, Jackie, Zach, everybody. We're going to do a quick 10-minute reset. Be back with an interview.
check my notes here.
Testing.
Make me get it.
Check. 1, 2, check.
Hello.
You good?
Hello.
Testing.
Try not to
1,
yell
2.
the whole time.
Testing down here at the free clinic. Come meet like-minded individuals.
Do you need
Testing.
your SNL reverb on that or your delay?
There's a little
Yeah.
hum up here.
Yeah, I can talk all fucking day. Just let me
Yes,
know.
you can.
Yeah.
Yes, he can.
We're here. We're here.
It's the
We're
comedian way.
some of us might be queer. I don't know, but we're here.
It's Denver. You never know.
Yeah, I figured.
Me. Shut
That's why
up.
I don't judge anyone, you know? Judge people
No
by their-
judgment around here. I'll tell you
No,
that.
none at all. I just want to be around people who can get laid.
That's
You know, I don't care what they're fucking. As long as they have the ability to do it, good for them.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring like some Northern California comedy stuff at a certain point too. And yeah, let's just feed off each other and be great.
So,
I can't go anywhere more that way.
hey,
Do you want me to scoot this?
My left foot.
I'll do the.
You go. Hey, you
The big introduction.
Take another half step this way. You got some room. Cool. There you go.
Yay.
Whenever you're ready, there, Mr. Music.
Do you want me to? Can I do the? Let me do the intro.
You can do it.
And introduce myself.
Let me get a little more reverb in
My
my.
old
What
co-host
I
that
said
quit.
again? 29.
Oh, oh, my
alright.
love. Yep. See the machine inside the hole in the men's room.
Oh, shit.
See what happens when you stick things in there. Yep. Put the reverb on the delay. What do you mean it's
Delayed
later?
gratification.
This is the best intro.
Okay, fine. Somebody fell through the ceiling? Okay, well, I haven't been here for a minute.
That's
All right.
also a good intro.
I'm a substitute fucking...
This is actually the most perfect intro.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
We are live, so.
It's about as organized as it gets.
All right, Truffles hit it.
You're listening to episode 29,
29,
of Laxin at the Lair with your host
Chuck Gibson.
and your other host
Travis Dowdy
and
with,
your... Sorry, go ahead.
with our special guest, co-host.
Me, Truffles. And tonight we have 3 very special guests.
Please go down the line this way and introduce yourselves.
Oh yeah. My name is Jacob Blazer.
I'm Jackie Pearl.
And I'm Zach Zimmerman.
And this episode is sponsored by Demi's Animal Rescue, Cat Lodge and Thrift Store, and Electric Grenade Photography.
We also do have a live call-in line. Please use it.
Yes.
Find it on the live stream thing, I think.
Facebook
Just
and YouTube.com.
720-663. No, oh, wait a minute.
No, we have a new number now.
Oh, shit, never mind.
920.
Yeah, we're so, well thought out. planned.
303.
What is the new number?
Dos.
720-675. 8139 is our live call-in number. Please call in. Roast my ass. Ask them questions. I don't give a shit. We'd love to hear from you.
Tommy Two Tone is
Hi,
our
Facebook.
phone provider.
We are live. All right, so how did you guys find out about the Lion's Lair?
Aaron. Yeah, he
Aaron and his big mouth.
Yeah. No, we came to see Prof at Red Rocks last night.
Oh,
We're in
okay.
town for a couple of days. We've worked with him at the Savage Henry Comedy Festival. We said, hey, we're in town. We love comedy. You guys.
Shout out to Chris Durant.
Yeah.
Love that
Chris
dude.
Durant.
Love
dude.
Chris
Salt of the
Durant.
earth right there. That guy. That's the most punk rock comedy club ever.
Oh,
Ain't it
100%.
though?
Hell
For
yeah.
real,
And it's
yeah.
so fun.
And
dude.
if you've not done Mushrooms in the Forest in Humble, please do yourself a favor.
I do it and walk
That's a
around
bucket list
downtown
thing.
Eureka, dude. No shit, bro.
For real.
Yeah.
Get
Can I
lost
ask
on
about-
that skywalk.
Right.
Oh, God, the Skywalk's
Oh, the
amazing.
Skywalk is crazy.
Isn't that nuts? Yeah.
We're all Skywalkers.
Can I ask a couple questions about the Prof show last night?
Sure.
So this is something that I know, other than maybe the 3 of you, nobody else on the stage cares about. But
how cool was it to see a guy achieve his dream? Because Prof, 2
Seriously.
years ago,
Yeah.
he's an awesome rapper from Minnesota. Is very funny while also being very technical and serious when he wants to be. Like he's a very dynamic and kind of well-rounded
Performer.
rap artist. Like has insane
And
beats.
singer. My God.
Oh no, fantastic singer as well. Worked with great people from everybody from Redman to Tech Nine, a bunch of other people.
He does his own beats.
His dream
everything, yeah.
was to do this show, and he called it 2 years ago. The last time he was in Colorado.
He almost made me cry talking about
Yeah,
it.
he
was
did
so
bring it up. He
So
said,
from
"This
his
is
heart.
a dream fulfilled." Right here,
amazing.
right now.
Yeah.
And
You
I've
guys
grown
are
up
here to
my whole
witness it.
life going to shows at Red Rocks, and sometimes it just feels like another show on the tour, but it should feel like a special place because it really is,
No,
So
I
for
hear
him,
you.
like the whole night, just the way he just poured every bit of what he had into the show, and the
Yeah.
altitude was kicking the shit out of him.
I mean, he
And
always
and he just,
does that.
my God,
Wiping him out.
what a
powered
show!
through,
What a
like-
show!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. He was awesome.
Because I agree, like what you said is like it shouldn't feel like another stop on the tour. Red Rocks is special. I remember Red Rocks got on my map. I think it was 2002 or 2003 when Incubus did their first set there, and like that was the first like set that like was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like I need to go to this venue, and have an artist call it like that, and he did the work to manifest his own dream. And I know that one of you knows some of his music. I don't know about the other two of you.
Oh yeah.
But like to see a guy fulfill a dream like that, I
Yeah.
was
Oh,
so
yeah.
sad I was not
Yeah.
there.
But I'll be honest with you, he did have a lot of energy last night, but every one of his shows is just off
Oh,
the
they're
hook,
bonkers.
insane, dude. Yeah, like it's all about the live performance. Whether you like his online stuff, you're like, go to a live show, you'll love the fucking guy. He's
Totally.
amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely
Amazing,
awesome.
yeah.
Well, thank you guys. That was just for me. So
Yeah,
Chuck,
no.
that
For sure.
that
That's all
section
right.
was
Go
just
ahead,
for
take
me.
over. I have no idea. what
Funny
you guys
story.
are
You want to know
talking
how
about.
I first became
You have no idea
aware of
what?
Red Rocks? I'm
Well,
not
you
from
guys are
Colorado.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
actually, let's go.
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be a cool question. Go down the line of what show or when did you first become aware of Red Rocks in general? I
You
think that'd be a
probably
cool
won't
thing.
like this, and I'm not happy
I
about
don't
it.
care, man.
John Tesh at Red
Oh,
Rocks,
shit.
the
Oh,
album.
yeah, no,
that was,
I'm
I was
into
like,
that.
why is the host from Entertainment Tonight have a CD at Red Rocks? That was
That's
my
rad.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was like, I don't.
What was
I took my kids when they were younger to visit some things around Yellowstone and like Grand Canyon and stuff, and we heard about Red Rocks, and so my kids were little, and I just let them climb up there. That's when I found out about it. And then I was like, they do concerts there? Jesus Christ, that's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, great venue.
My first
Bob
show
Hurd
there.
Sons.
Oh my God. My first show, I think I was like 5 or 6, and it was like Steve Miller Band.
Oh my
my
God.
God.
I've been going
Nice.
like seriously like
Nice.
I've seen Gogo Bordello there like 5 times.
No
Like,
way.
yeah, I love Red Rocks.
I
So
love
was,
Gogo Bordello too, and
they're
I've
fucking
never,
awesome. We can have that conversation all
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
but I don't want to chase
that's
these
an
people
offline
off.
conversation. For
I-
Last night was my first.
I've
was
actually
your first
had
Red
the
Rock?
privilege to play Red Rocks at noon
Yeah.
in front of 3 people.
Fuck yeah, that still
Hey,
counts.
you still
That
played
still
there,
counts.
dude.
I respect
That's
it,
a
man.
fucking
credit,
hey,
bro. That's a
Chuck
credit.
was show
That
a lot
counts.
That's a
lizard.
credit.
Well, hey, for those artists that, because we're now getting into summer, there are going to be a lot of long, daytime shows there. Go see and be one of those 3 people that can go see an artist play at Red Rocks that will eventually headline there.
Amazing.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
cool.
if you go there when
Yeah.
they're
Go see your openers.
I don't know if I should say this, but if you go there when they're out having a concert, but the beer themes are still out, they just take the handles off. The beer pours beautifully. The cups are in the back.
That's
Good to know.
good knowledge right there.
Yeah.
It's the best way to counteract those yoga people and the guys that do
Yeah.
basically bleacher runs up and down.
I'm gonna
so
run up
you
the
know
stairs
you'll never be.
backwards.
Oh
for
my
fucking
god.
Instagram.
That's
Fuck
funny.
that guy.
Yeah, I was thinking my first show at Red Rocks was the Grateful Dead, and I watched somebody die.
Damn.
Nice.
It was the first time I saw
What
somebody
year?
die.
What year was that? Yeah.
1978.
Holy shit.
I saw somebody die. What year?
Yeah.
1978. A guy was up in the cave and he was shooting off fireworks, and you see this band of fire rescue whatever going up there, and I thought it was a bag that fell out. I thought he threw his bag of fireworks, but it was him. He landed.
Oh yeah, it
he
was
landed kind
better.
of off to the side, and they just kind of. Rushed over, covered
All
him
right,
up, put some
Patrick's
yellow
choice
tape
to edit
around
that
him.
one out or not.
And didn't do anything till after the concert.
And
What's
they
a
kept
what's a
playing.
good show without a little danger, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, well, don't
I
come
mean-
on the rocks.
Until you realize you
Wait a
can't do it
second.
anymore. I did a circle pit a couple years ago, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm about to die."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
I saw
No.
No Effects with the
No
Colorado
Effects,
Symphony
yeah.
at Red Rocks doing
with
the
the
whole
Colorado
decline.
Symphony.
Yeah, they did the whole
Holy
decline.
Yeah.
shit.
That's
And
crazy.
we tried to start, like, and we were like, there's like a huge gap in the fucking
Yeah.
stairs, and
People are breaking ankles.
Yeah.
I could imagine.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no like.
we
there's
tried.
No pit,
we
is
we
there?
all like made the right hand turn, and then went. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, the only areas that are considered flat are reserved for handicapping tickets that you paid way too much
Yeah.
for.
Or they
to
had a
mosh
symphony
at.
too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
orchestra pit.
That was sick.
So, all right, let's get. What was your first paid gig? When did you become a professional?
Let's go
comedian?
down the line, starting with Zach and moving this way.
Damn, that feels like a long time ago. Honestly, I feel like it probably was Wind River in Redding, California.
First
Yeah.
paid gig?
First paid gig, yeah. Got $100 to talk in front of 4 people.
Your first gig was $100.
Yeah, $100, and I was in way over my head.
Yeah.
And then every time I've played there since, it's the same 4 fucking people in the crowd. Those girls are
cardboard
dedicated.
cutouts.
Yeah,
Better than the drink tickets I know a lot of us started out with.
Yeah.
yeah. First paid gig. I've done
First paid
ton
gig.
before that.
No,
Right?
you never
Hey,
did those
sometimes
$2
when you're bored,
shows,
drink
bro.
tickets are
If
paid.
$2 shows count,
Yeah.
if we're talking
Yeah,
drink
$2
tickets,
shows.
we're
No,
talking drink
no,
tickets?
$2 on $2 on the tip jar, bro. That
$2
counts,
on
bro.
the tip
Yeah.
jar.
That was
Split
me. I was
between
just
6
undercutting.
If you're
comedians.
going there, then my first tipped gig was
That's cash in
Bender's
hand, baby.
Tavern right down the street,
Oh,
man. That was the
Bender's.
black
Cash
box.
in
But
hand,
yeah, I
right,
started
baby.
at Bender's.
There you
I
go.
fucking love that
Now
spot.
yeah, we don't start at casinos, bro. It doesn't
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First paid gig.
My
I mean,
first paid gig, and I didn't even know what I was doing, was probably at Laughs Unlimited in
Oh,
Sacramento.
really? And
Yeah. I just got pulled into something, and I was the only girl, It was when I moved to Sac, there were no
sure.
female comedy.
they heard she liked
going.
bukkake, and they're like, "We're gonna
Okay.
pay
They're
you."
like, put her on. No.
I don't mean to be offensive and ask this question. Can I ask what year it was?
It was probably 9 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
I love Laughs Unlimited. It's a great room if you're in Sacramento.
I
like,
love
please go
Jenny,
to that
yeah.
venue.
I just
Yeah.
got passed, so I'm happy about it. I just got my
Oh,
first
hell
host
yeah,
weekend.
Congratulations.
No, it's
Congrats.
pretty nice. Yeah, I'm
Huge,
hosting
man.
next month. Yeah,
Nice, dude.
That's
Hell
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
My first paid gig was at a bar not unlike this one in
Yeah.
a town called Livermore, California,
know
in the Bay
Livermore.
Area. East Bay.
Okay.
East Bay, yeah.
They know
It's a
Livermore.
place
Why does
called
people
Our
laugh when you
Place
say Livermore?
on Old First Street.
Absolutely.
They still
don't
have
get it
an
either.
open.
It's kinda
I'm
lame.
actually
the
judging judging a roast battle there tomorrow night. Yeah.
Whoa.
yeah.
So you're like flying back like
We're
early
flying back
tomorrow,
early
late
in the morning,
tonight?
and then I host a
Damn.
roast battle at that
Damn.
place.
I mean,
tomorrow
luckily
night.
it's only like a 2.5-hour
Yeah,
flight,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not that bad. But I know Livermore very well. We were talking before the show of I grew up in the East Bay,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
outside of
We're
Livermore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 25 minutes from my house. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think Truffles has the next question.
Well, like you were saying, you came to Denver, not just doing comedy and stuff, but sightseeing, seeing Prof. I heard
Yeah.
you also went to the good old Casa Bonita.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Casa
God, was that not
Bonita.
awesome?
So
what kind
rad.
of host would I be if I didn't take them to Casa Bonita? You gotta
Right?
be a real asshole.
No,
you
no,
know?
yeah. We had reservations. We had a table.
We
did,
all
like, yeah,
have
yeah.
had reservations for a while.
while.
Plenty of reservations about Casa Bonita.
Yeah.
Zach, did you go to the old Casa Bonita?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, dude.
He grew up there.
Yeah,
pretty
so
much.
I remember going there for field trips and stuff, and that like, the food was like leftover prison food that they put in the microwave.
Is that-
Like it's the only restaurant you've ever been to that you're like, don't go for the
And they
food.
have-
But the Sopapilla is the star of the show. But
That's
Bee's
it,
been
that's
doing
all you
Honey
ate.
Right for like 100 years, so like they couldn't have fucked that
Yeah.
up too bad.
I have a joke about the old Casa
But
Bonita
you-
food,
you-
about how it's like prison. Like you stand in
Yeah.
line with all these people, and then like
It comes
your
out of
tray
a hole.
slides out of a hole
Yeah.
in the wall,
And
and
that
then you
really
go and
happened back
yeah,
then, huh?
It
and
was
then
like
you
the,
go
uh,
sit with your race.
It's like the buffet on. It's like the
Your
buffet on
race.
fucking Vegas Vacation where they're like, oh no, that's chicken,
Yeah.
that's beef, and it's
I'll
like
have
blue
some of the
or
yellow.
Yeah. Less of the yellow, please. That
Yeah.
one hurt my stomach last time.
Well,
Which I-
it's
as-
better now.
As innocent bystanders, what did you think about it?
I loved it. I only knew it from South Park.
Of
I didn't-
course.
you know what I mean?
You're like, where's the
Same
fucking
here.
log
And-
ride?
And, as a matter of fact, we rewatched the episode like the night before. So I went there, and I wanted to do my 1 minute like Cartman did. No. But no, it was fun. It was kitschy. It's 70s. Like it reminded me of my childhood, even though I'd never been there, just because it had the feeling of everything in the 70s. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
I got a question.
Like, as somebody who had never gone before, I felt like they balanced what could be the old Castlevania mixed with the South Park pretty well, so they weren't trying to dominate it to be too much South Park, but there was like little things.
They still got their
Yeah.
touch on it for sure.
No,
Like
you
the
guys
puppet
already-
show
so-
and
the reason I bring it up, I worked there in the art department to reopen it.
Whoa.
You and I have been
Amazing.
friends for years, and you've never told me.
Yeah, that's why I was like, let me talk about the
I'm gonna
Casa
drop this now. Yeah.
Bonita.
Hey, I got one question though.
What?
Do they still have the little Mexican girl making tortillas in
They
front?
got a
Yeah.
lot of them.
yeah, they have a
No,
bunch of
there's
them.
just one little Mexican girl that's sitting there making tortillas as you came
They
walking
got a
in.
couple
No.
more. They got a bigger staff.
Yeah,
that
they
was
got-
an animatronic.
all of her
they got
daughters
rid of.
work there now.
That poor girl was there.
Yeah,
making
they've come a
tortillas.
long way from the days when we had to call it caca don't eat it.
Yes.
Like, it's
Caca
really-
don't eat it.
It's funny you said. Anyways, so I worked there in the art department to help reopen it. So like Black Bard's Cave,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
went in
we
it.
did.
I know you're
first thing you see.
the skeleton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rips. What are rips?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
yeah.
6 hours a day, you know. But
Oh, listening to that?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
some guys like doing the animatronic. Anyways, I made the spiders.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like first thing you see when you walk in there. Me and
Yeah.
another person spent 16 hours on a ladder, bumping our head on the fucking sprinkler system with fucking super glue. And
Oh my
I went to
God.
5 different costume stores to get those fucking spider webs.
Wow.
I respect the hell out of that. That's super
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Well, I enjoyed your work.
Thank you. There's a
Big
lot of
fan.
it. But did you guys see the wall, like Abuelita's hallway or whatever? It's all the pictures.
I
Yes,
don't
yeah,
think
like
we
kinda
made it.
museum.
there.
It's
I-
like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they used
We
to have
didn't go
Cartman over
everywhere.
here, and you'd like walk around, and it would be like the
Yeah.
thing to go down by
Yeah.
the cave. Just a wall of pictures.
Yeah.
But most of that is my dead family.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you please
You
elaborate
come
on
from
that
a long
little
line
bit?
of
Just a
Casa
little
Bonita
bit.
workers? Is that what you're saying?
No, I was just in the art department, and it's all these like it was the animation director for fucking South Park, who's also one of the guys from Team America, right?
Right.
And they're like, well, we need people that aren't our family, being from L.A., you know, because they're all white.
So you
Yeah,
like
got
photoshopped
you.
a bunch of your family.
No,
It's-
I went home
Yeah.
to my uncle's and I said, hey, can I take a bunch of photos? And we went and
Right there.
copied them, blew them up, put them into frames.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
you took
Damn,
photos
that's
in
amazing.
Casa Bonita?
Yeah,
That's
my
so
family,
sick.
like my uncles, my mom, my
That's
grandma,
so
my
cool.
That's
aunts.
funny. That's
Wild.
funny.
Yeah.
Way to put your stamp on
I-
that.
No,
too.
that's
Yeah.
dope.
So
Yeah.
sick.
I put the fucking moss on the rocks, dude.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Dude,
Yeah.
like with a team of people, obviously.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
You're wearing a
I
one
just-
man moss
The
machine.
fucking the whole kickaboodle, hand picking every sign, you know, to screw into the wall
Yeah,
that like
yeah,
has
yeah.
that ambiance of old Denver.
Yeah.
Because I was working with people that were not from here. I'm like, you don't fucking get it, my guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you guys hired me as like the PA
Sure.
to run around, and then all
Now
of
you're
a
the
sudden,
Denver consultant.
yes.
Well, no,
I
and,
just-
And I
and
almost
next
went to
time I
jail.
go, as a guy who will fully admit, as a guy who didn't get it outside of the Casa Bonita South Park episode,
Yeah.
but I've lived here for 5 years and watched the transition happen. I happened to move here before I got the opportunity
Yeah.
to go. Or was it an opportunity to go before?
What?
Well, I mean,
My wife, I'll put it this way. My
during-
wife
not
is a
during the
huge.
dead era, but anyway, I want to make sure I look out for that shit
Yeah.
because going as somebody who had never been before, I'm pretty sure like you, I was singing Carmen's Casa Bonita song.
Yeah.
Of
the
course.
Right.
entire
Yeah.
time.
Well,
Yeah,
I,
on the
I
way
was,
there,
I was
Casa
the
Bonita.
whole time.
Yeah.
And I really would love to look for that. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Of
That's
course.
amazing.
My wife is a
No, I
total
didn't
food
even
snob, so she would not go. Like she's like, I want to go to Casa Bonita. We're like, you don't want to go. But
That-
now it's like a staple. She's
Yeah.
been there like 4 times. You know.
Yeah.
That weird little like
I used-
discovery room downstairs.
I used to have a friend of mine, Frank Bell, and he used to have his birthday party at Casa Bonita's. So there'd be like 40 drunk ass fucking people in that fucking place.
Oh, like as
as
adults.
we arrived.
As
Yeah.
adults,
And
not
last
kids. I
time,
know. I thought that too. I
His
was like,
last
as
birthday,
kids?
this guy named Rob
I was
Blue.
trying to picture Tony at 12, and that was disturbing.
No, Rob Blue
Oh.
ran up and ran behind and jumped off and jumped into the water. And there's like 3 12-year-olds trying to throw him out of the place.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
Okay, it's all right. Never mind.
Hell yeah.
I don't
he
know if
actually
I should.
took the drive though.
My
man.
mom
He was, like,
actually did work
running
at
out,
Casa
so he went-
Bonita.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, and my daughter's mom also worked at Casa
Nice.
Bonita. So
Really?
Wow.
that's weird.
Casa
I
Bonita
never
makes
thought about
magic.
that until right now
Well,
when
they
you
could
guys
have
asked
been
me.
throwing
That's
us
crazy.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
right? Next time I'm there, I'm definitely thinking of truffles.
But
All right.
I want to be like Cartman and jump off the.
So that was the coolest job you could get as a
Yeah,
kid
I'm not
growing up in
getting
Denver
sued
was
for
like
that.
being the cliff diver as a when you
Dude,
grew up here.
well, it's
that's
funny.
so rad.
No,
Indoor cliff
because
diving, like that's what alone.
they
I
had
was like, this is
exposed
cool.
wires.
Yeah, I know. When
We
you
watched
watch
the
that
documentary
thing, it's
last
like,
night,
Well,
dude. We
We
did.
watched that and we were just like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, how
I
we're
watched
not-
the whole documentary, and it got to the part where it's like, oh, now they're going to talk about all the shit. And then they're like, come see all the things that Truffles did.
Yeah.
So none
So-
of the stuff I did is in the documentary. But
All right.
fun fact for you.
Next question. What is the craziest gig you've ever had? Like
We'll
just
start.
absolutely insane.
We'll start with Jacob and go this
The
way
craziest
this time.
what?
Gig.
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 Craziest
Well,
show, whatever.
Could be positive, negative, neutral, whatever you want to do.
Insane.
I don't know.
What the
So
hell
it's
knows?
simultaneously my worst bomb, and yet somehow it's my favorite show of all
Thank you.
time. I was in
Thank you, darling.
San Rafael, just north of San Francisco, little
Yeah.
bay town, and we were doing this Chinese food restaurant, and it called the Y Mei, and normally it's a shit gig. There's like 10 people there if you're lucky, but the guy who booked us like, oh, we got a party of 30 booked. We're like, sweet, built-in audience, show up. He starts the show, nothing. They're giving him nothing, you know what I mean? And then he brings me up. I start my first joke, and I'm halfway through, and a woman looks up at me and goes, we're eating. You know what I mean? And I was like, fuck. First time I ever broke character, I was like, all right, let's see if we
How
have
is
some-
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. And then I just continued to bomb for the next 20 minutes, dude.
I respect
just
that.
Yeah.
nothing, just dirty
That's
looks.
dedication, Holmes.
Yeah,
You know, but I'm
yeah.
like, I'm a pro. I do my fucking time. You know what I'm saying?
Wreck their meal. Wreck that fucking dinner.
But so he finally likes me. I get off
Obliterated
stage.
that
I go sit in a booth where I can't see the stage. I'm just wallowing in my own shit. And I'm there with my buddy Jimmy Manise. He's a good buddy, my
I know
comic
Jimmy,
friend of
yeah,
mine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's like, I'm not going out like that.
Yeah.
So he goes into this Palestine rant bit he has. And then,
shit.
and I can't see him. My back to the audience in a booth, high back booth. Suddenly I hear him go, "Stop! Get away from me! Don't touch the microphone! Stop! Get away from me!" And then I just see the entire audience is leaving. All of them got up at once and are leaving the venue. And the host is trying to stop them. And like Jimmy's just cursing, ranting curses off the stage. A woman is crying, "It's my birthday!" And
God.
No, it's when you take control of the plane and just
Yeah,
nosedive
no, but
it.
Yeah.
then there was this one comic we
Call
worked
him
with
Muhammad
before.
Allah.
She's Middle Eastern and does slightly racist Middle Eastern. Most of it she talks about
As
bombing
you
on
would.
stage. That's like most of her set.
No, get it? Yep.
They
I know who you're talking
fucking
about.
loved it, dude. She
Oh my
won
God.
over the goddamn audience. They came back, sat down, finished her meal, and we're happy with her racist jokes.
That's
Yeah.
wild. I know. You don't even have to tell me who that is. I know exactly
Yeah.
who you're talking
Yeah,
She
about.
moved to
Yeah.
LA. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
She changed her
Yeah.
name too.
yeah, but simultaneously
We're gonna talk off mic about that. 'cause I
my
think I
worst
have everything
bomb
the same
talk
person.
off
and
mic,
my
yeah.
favorite show at the
That's
same
pretty
fucking
great.
time,
That's
dude.
awesome.
'Cause he-
How
yeah, it was
about you,
great.
Jackie?
I went and did a show in Winnemucca.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Robert
Next to
Berry.
Bukkake.
Next to Bukkake, yes. Winnemucca and yes, they're
Winnemucca.
related. I don't know if you guys know Robert Berry.
After
Oh yeah, I know.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you say
yeah.
after
Of course.
Bukkake.
And we went up
Winnemucca.
there, and there were 7 people in the fucking audience. 7. Kind of like here. But it was just insane, and they wanted us to do a show, and it was
There
one
were
of the
7.
best shows I've ever done in my life. It was so much fun. It was so insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
worst is when you're like, oh no, the booker's like, oh yeah, I know it's a packed house tonight, and it's 2 bachelorette parties. in the
Right,
corner.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, we found out later that group of mine was like a Universalist church.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Like I would have been useful information ahead of time.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I'm saying.
The other weird one I did is David Shapiro runs a strip show in Sacramento.
Yep.
So if you bomb, you have to take an article of clothing off. So I came in looking like a polar bear. You know, I had so much clothing on, and then I got laughs. So I didn't get. If they didn't laugh, you took it. So I was like
Sweating on
nothing, and I'm like,
stage.
I would like to get naked, please. I'm dying up here.
Dressed like
I
Kenny
took it
from
the
South
other way. I
Park.
was like, polar bear
Yeah.
equals fur. I was like, no, you were just that white. So you're like, I'm already starting at a low end.
No, I was
Instead of putting
so
clothing on.
stuffed full of clothing. I had
Gotcha, that
7,
makes
8
sense.
layers of clothes on.
You should come do some
That's
of the
great.
some of the shows that Truffle's been a part of, like the some no clothes or anything but clothes stuff. I think you'd be
Yeah.
good at.
So I've seen a lot of the country and told a lot of jokes in a lot of weird fucking towns.
Today was your favorite show.
By far, today was my favorite show. Love this place. One that stands out to me while I was on that tour, I did a show that was about in like some little tiny town that was like an hour south of Lake Havasu, like right on the Arizona-California border. And it was like on the California side. And I get there, it's like a 6 p.m. Saturday show. So you already kind of expect there to be like kind of lighter, like you can't really get too raunchy with it, whatever, you know what I mean? We get there and it's like an entire packed house full of old people, like this whole retirement community. And I'm like,
Give me an average age range.
like, I would say the hottest chick was missing a leg. There's a couple people. I'm missing a tooth. We
We're
could have had a
talking
whole
solid diabetes era
So
demographic.
I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna talk about? They're gonna fucking hate me. You know what I mean? They're like already eating dinner. We're setting this shit up. I talked to the bartender, and she had a second job with the. She was also a nurse, but she just bartended to make money. So I go up to her like, hey, what is interesting in this town? She goes, chlamydia.
Oh my God.
Do not sit on the toilet, and all of these old people are swingers.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was a whole fucking retirement community full of swingers. They loved me. But I'll tell you, there's not one bigger letdown in the world than getting friend-zoned by a bunch of swingers. Like that that crushed all my
We'd
momentum.
like to hear your jokes.
That
but
was a
please don't
super
come
that was
fuck
honestly
us.
that was one of the funnest shows of the whole tour. They were
Oh,
so into it,
wild.
never
Yeah,
expected
yeah.
that.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to move to your next question, Chuck, and then I got one after?
I think go ahead
All right.
because I forgot.
So it's something that, like, for those watching,
For the billions in attendance tonight, if
millions
Pat could
watching
add
at
reverb
home.
to that part.
we all kind of talked we talked a bit before I started as a Northern California comic
Correct.
as well. I had this question for you guys that do you think that, like, of course comedy, is as expansive as it gets. Everybody has their own style. There's different, kind of groupings,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Do you think that there is like a Northern California like approach to comedy? Like whether you're in like a category or not? Like
I think it's all over the map,
Yeah.
really, because like I know a guy that works with puppets, like know, and some people are in character the whole time, and like that's one thing I would say about
let
the
me
bass.
rephrase my question now. Like,
Okay.
let's take the kind of genres out of it, but like let's just talk straight stand-up personality, whatever, not take character base or extreme shit out of it, because we've interacted with comics from throughout the country.
Yes.
And everybody has a vibe.
Okay.
Kind of thing, or like a general approach or a theory in some ways. Of course, it's wide, but do you think there is one for Northern California comics?
I feel like I know that you guys are in the scene.
I think I might be too deep into it.
Right,
To see
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Actually, yeah, because you've done both.
Right. I mean,
So-
I'll tell you, like, certain jokes that land in Northern California don't necessarily hit in Southern Texas. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like,
And I think here is a different way, too.
yeah, well, here's a little bit different for sure. I mean, it's good, but just different. But I would say,
Right,
like,
it's not a positive or negative.
it's great
but-
because, like, when I moved out there specifically for comedy, was like, I lived in East Bay, so, like, I could hit San Francisco, I could hit Oakland, I could hit Berkeley, I could hit San
Right.
Jose, I could hit Sacramento, all within, like, a 2-hour drive. So if you were, like, not doing well in, like, San Francisco, for example, you can go in Oakland and fucking
And not
dominate.
do well.
And or you could go to Berkeley and do horrible again. Like,
Right.
you never get iced out. Like, here it feels like we're on an island because
And
the next major
That's
city is,
very
like, fucking
true.
And I
Kansas
guess
City.
maybe that is
Yeah.
more of what I'm bringing up is,
It's a
like,
very, honestly, like, I would say of all the scenes I've been a part of, I would say the Bay Area, believe it or not, is probably the most open and inviting scene because there's so many places
well,
to get
there's
in.
so many different demographics in each
We're
of
like
those
brothers or
sections
something,
as
dude.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're on the same page, aren't
Yeah.
we?
If you,
I-
if you
I lived here and then I moved to San Francisco.
yeah.
Okay.
I lived at Sylvan for a little bit.
Well, if you go further east, like Modesto and anything east, like of that, you might as well be in Ohio or Texas,
Yeah.
or
And-
because
Yeah.
that state of
Yeah.
Jefferson, like we
Yep.
hate
Yeah.
liberals, like it just so you in California within a couple hours you can find pretty much every type of
Very
person.
liberal,
And I
very
guess,
progressive,
I
very.
guess that's kind
yeah,
of what I was talking
yeah.
about. Is there maybe not be one Northern California thing, but you
Yeah.
have so many options to where you do have to
Yeah.
pivot, though, depending
Correct.
on your
Correct.
environment.
But
Because
see,
Chico, I would
Read
do
the
one
room.
thing, go to Sacramento,
Yeah.
and you better be punching nobody's giving you time for shit.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
San
yeah, yeah.
Francisco, nobody's giving you time for shit. Like you got to grab
Yeah,
'em.
yeah,
You
yeah.
got 10 seconds.
Yeah,
You know, kind of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Versus other places, some like Northern Sacramento or like Chico or other places, you could have like a minute to build something. You know.
Yeah,
kind of
wow.
thing. Like,
Well, I guess
well,
it
it
just
depends on
kinda-
the type of comic
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
too. And
Well, I
whatever,
mean, because
but,
I have bits where I like start my set. I try and hit hard, and then later on, I got bits that do take some time to work out. You know what I
Storytelling,
mean?
yeah.
You know, like my dolphin bit that I finished with. That's quite. It's like a minute and a half setup. You know what I
Actually-
mean? Like.
No, and I actually did want to talk to you about that. I had a similar experience. Me and my wife went to the Caymans a couple years ago, thanks to a work award I got.
Great crocodiles.
Nice.
Definitely couldn't go on my own, but it was the same thing of like, cool, it's dolphins and a swimming pool, and the ocean is right there. This is absolute
So
horseshit.
sad. Yeah, dude.
So I just sat there and watched the trainers work them out because I'm not paying the money to swim in a swimming pool with dolphins that are
I
big
have a
over
question
there.
because I play in a
I would
band
pay the money,
and I
not
tour
go.
a lot, and we used to make our big money in small towns like
Yes, they have
Nebraska.
no other entertainment. They're
Do
like,
do
we'll
you
all
guys do
come
good
out.
in the small towns? Like, do you do a lot of them?
It depends on the small town.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
Honestly,
How
like
small?
I,
yeah,
I
no,
told
you can.
I was
you
in
can.
I was in like Western Texas in a place where like all the towns were named after towns in the game Red Dead Redemption. Like literally like
I've spent a lot of time
yeah,
down in
I was in
Saint Denis.
I did a seriously I did a steakhouse in Van Horn.
Oh my God. That's great.
Did
Yeah.
you get a meal?
It was terrible. Like honestly, like I told a weed joke and they about chased me out of fucking town with pitchforks. Still, I'm like, you guys live on fucking farmland. You're wasting all of this space. You could be making money, you idiots. Like,
Like,
and
grow
you're mad at me for
weed.
talking about it. Like, yeah,
Van
calm the
Horn.
fuck down, you guys.
Imagine-
So, but other small towns, they're like, we haven't had anyone come through here in fucking months.
It makes
like,
them feel
they
special
show up. It's an
sometimes.
event
Yeah,
on a Wednesday
yeah,
night.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My
Yeah.
greatest
In a
example-
tough shed that they bar rescued to become a fucking comedy venue. Like,
Yeah.
My greatest example of that was even before I started doing comedy. Is I found a neighborhood bar in Tampa-ish, Florida. Don't want to nail it too hard. That they would allow me to drink a little underage. I was like 19.
That's
And like,
Florida.
I'm watching people doing
They
basically
still
like
do
you
that
know
there.
like pour Coke on your hand and fucking hit it. And I'd be like, hey, does anybody smoke weed? And they'd be like, shut the fuck up. Like we don't do that.
Wild. Wild.
you're
yeah.
stepping on my toes as a Coke dealer with that
Do you
weed
see
talk.
my hair?
See, no, I was in bands for like 25 years. That's why I started music and then went to comedy way later. Music makes way more money than comedy does.
Hell yeah, it does.
does.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
start
But you gotta
so many
divide the
cover
money.
bands.
Like
Like-
even in the same venue. Like
Yeah.
because I've worked in the same venue as a band and a comedian, and the bands get way more than the comedians
So-
do.
Damn it.
So
Yeah.
Tony, been a musician for a very long time.
It's a long time.
You talk to Travis, you know me, but Tony's also one of the owners here, and he's been, seeing live events almost every day of his life for
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
my whole life. So
I saw you when you were like 17
yeah,
in here.
yeah,
We used to have a little table, the underage kids over there.
The kids'
sit
table?
down.
Underage
Literally.
kids.
Yeah.
And then you
Dive
go
bar
up
with
on
the kids'
stage,
table
right?
is fucking
Yeah.
And then
upper
we-
echelon.
and then we
then one
fucked it up,
girl,
and he
her
made us
name-
stand
I-
outside in the cold.
Ha!
Then
That's what you
one
get.
girl
Yeah, I
ruined
get
that
it.
whole thing because she brought in an underage guy, and then she handed him a beer.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
Yep.
after that, everybody under
But
21 was
so
not
Sam
allowed.
Talent used to run the open mic here.
Hey,
Oh,
shout
wow.
out.
Yep.
No,
And then,
Sam, yeah.
I think that
um,
was actually the first show I ever opened for. Was actually for a Sam Talent and
Really?
David Bowie show in
Yeah.
California.
Yeah, him and David Bory were at fucking this punk house, and I did some comedy to some people, and then Sam, they're like, hey, if you want to do comedy, you got to come here. So then I came here, and that was
You were
12 years
17?
ago. Yeah,
Holy cow, yeah.
yeah.
All right, so
Now
A
he
much
lives that
different
back.
situation.
I didn't think he was funny then, and I still don't think he's funny.
However,
Ah!
the whole reason I brought the
It's
whole
his
fucking thing up
impressions.
is because he talks so much about Devo cover bands making more money than most of the bands he's seen here.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. That's
yeah.
true, man. They packed this place.
Yep.
And then they wouldn't play another show. I'm like, why do the hell you guys?
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make this question a stupid rapid fire because it's something that we can all go off on for a little while.
'Kay.
But for the non-comedy nerds that are watching, what
Fuck you.
was the stand up that got you into it, or what got you into it? What made you do it? Try and do it in 30 seconds or less. We'll start with
Me?
with you.
I quit drinking and got bored.
Got it.
Ah, nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
and I was 42
There you go.
when I
Yeah,
started.
wow.
Yeah, I was 52 when I started. I used to write comedy. I'm a writer by trade. And then I went to a few comedy shows, and I was like, fuck, I think I could do that, you know?
Yeah, I probably was just talking shit in class.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That tracks.
I went to
yeah.
film school and I got into writing and acting for the screen, and I just realized I'm wasting time with both. I should just do both together, and that's what led me to comedy.
I tried comedy a couple times. God damn, I sucked. Not one fucking laugh.
Yeah, everyone
Not
does. You
one
have to keep
fucking
doing
laugh.
it.
Yeah.
You have to
I
keep
worked
doing
so
it.
hard on it.
You have to keep on doing it until they laugh,
Well,
dude.
now I
It's
have
like golf. It's a lot
Yeah.
easier or a lot harder than it looks. You
Well,
know?
well, I-
we're
I-
better singers.
I think
Yeah.
I have it easier than most people because I'm
think
a
I might be too.
masochist.
I'm gonna be real.
So like, if it sucks, I'm kind of okay with it. You know, I'm like,
There
you
is
know?
a joy into turning the nose down.
Bombing. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you didn't like that joke?
No.
You're definitely not
See,
gonna like the
I'm
next
more of
joke.
a Denzel Washington in Flight, dude. I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucked up.
Like-
And then I save it.
I kinda
Shit
resonate
went upside
between
down.
The two. Like, I'm down for a bumpy ride, but if we need a nosedive this thing, let's do it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes it just starts going down, and you're like, well,
Okay, let's go.
I don't feel bad
Yeah.
about it. I don't
Yeah.
get off stage going, oh fuck, I bombed. I'm just like, I'll get them next time.
See,
you know what I mean?
my
Like, I
thing is,
don't.
when I step off stage, I'm like, God damn it! I forgot to tell that one joke about the goddamn
That's
lead.
when that's the only time I get mad is when I
Yeah.
forget to do a bit that I really want to
Like
do.
5 minutes later, I'm like,
Mine is even if
Next
I'm doing
time.
bad, oh, maybe that tag would have at least gotten a more groan or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Like
would
you
have
step
hated
on
that
a-
one more.
You
No,
step
even
on
on
a
a great
tag
set, you
early that
forget a
sets up your
punch and
joke
you're like,
later, and
yeah.
you're like, "Fuck! Now I can't do that joke." And you're thinking about it live at the time. And then people are
Yeah,
like, "Good
that's
set."
the
And you're like,
worst.
"Fuck you! I
Yeah,
missed that whole bit at
fuck
the
up
end."
out of my face.
They don't know that though.
Or-
They
or
have no
you-
idea.
You set up a callback, but you didn't set up the fucking
Yeah.
original joke,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
damn it.
yeah.
That
Lead
doesn't
in.
make any sense because
Ah.
you don't know anything about my blue dress.
Because remember earlier when I was talking about the
I
Oh,
went on
forgot that part.
ChatGPT
Yeah.
and made myself in a blue dress,
alright,
and I don't know if I like that.
We're kind of running out of time, so I think
Yeah.
we're gonna go to
Okay.
phase 2.
my bad.
No. Phase 2. We tried to talk about the good things going on in Denver because when I first started doing this podcast, this place was boarded up. Riots were going on. You know, this COVID was rapid, and it was absolutely fucking
Sure.
miserable. Couldn't even have a live band play here. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna start a podcast about the good things going on in Denver.
Good
You know-
things about
You know what I realized
Denver.
about Denver? There's not like, except I gotta say, the Avs and the Nuggets.
Woo!
Won
Tied the series.
yesterday.
Both of 'em.
Yes.
Shout out
It's in
AG.
Casa Bonita.
So he just took 2 out of my 3. But as a but as a guy who lives paycheck to paycheck in this town, I did see that we have more apartment vacancies than fill places. So rent is actually going down. Thank
That's a good thing.
Lord.
As a
'Cause if
Californian,
you're trying to move now.
yeah,
Yeah.
we
Skiing's
we
not
don't get
bad.
that in California.
A little expensive, but not
It
bad.
only
We don't
goes
have-
up, dude.
That is what drives me insane about Denver. Is there like 10 cents for a bag? I'll vote yes. Mushrooms? Yes. Rent control?
No.
Go fuck yourself.
Right.
We
Actually, that
own,
was
so it
the-
doesn't apply to us.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
Well, this is actually the
exactly.
4th thing I was going to bring because I couldn't decide whether it was positive or negative. But there is a psilocybin collective in town that
Seriously?
that is doing a speed dating thing to where you microdose mushrooms, then do a speed dating
Oh
thing.
my God, that's
That
awesome.
sounds
I
great.
couldn't decide it. I couldn't decide whether
Sponsored
that
by
is
Blue
amazing.
Chew.
I think that's a positive.
Because personally, that's horrible for me. But like those people that can handle
I think that
sounds
sounds
epic as
amazing.
hell.
That
It
sounds
would
like an
be the only
anxiety
time I
attack
would
waiting to
shut
happen.
up and listen. I'd just be like, huh?
Be like, is
Huh?
her face moving?
Yeah.
Does she really
be
look
great.
like that?
Why
Yeah,
are you
like how am I
melting?
supposed to read body language when they're constantly
Moving.
moving?
Yeah.
So how are the lizard people?
So you got anything there, Travis?
For what?
Any good news?
Good
About
news.
that?
Well,
No.
Prof,
Hey,
came
I got
here.
some good news.
Wait,
We're
one,
here.
He's back on the
Hey.
podcast for this
I
episode.
have like my
Hey,
Facebook
thanks.
post.
It's nice
and
to have-
absolutely-
it's nice to
the
have
only
a
thing I
couple
got
of-
was what's good going on in Denver is Troy Baxley. Troy Baxley.
Who's that? Who
Troy
is that?
Baxley, he's a comedian.
yeah, he started the open mic here.
He's the one that started
20
it.
years ago.
I don't know
25
him.
now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's just a person. I-
Okay.
He-
He's just a person.
He's a bog standard old woman. Sorry.
Okay. So that's it. You don't have anything. You have anything?
Shout out to Troy.
Oh my God.
Shout out to
If
Troy.
we're talking Denver comedians, though, real quick, as a positive thing going on in Denver is plugging Adam Caden Holland's hour.
Oh, yeah.
that
Oh,
he did
yeah.
Here in this venue where he
Nice.
started at the open mic in this room
See it on
and
YouTube.
recorded his new hour here. It's on YouTube.
It's on vinyl.
Please go check it out.
With a
It's
fucking
also on
sexy
vinyl.
ass photo.
Go support Adam Caden Holland. I love
I'm
that
still a
dude
huge
with all
fan
my
of those
heart.
who can't. He was awesome in
Oh,
that.
he
Yeah.
was amazing. Him,
They
Kid
used to hang
Overdahl,
out in the bar.
yeah,
in the
Ben
show.
Roy, that was
Yeah,
excellent.
he was amazing. And
Uh,
Trev
you
set
know
up
what's
that
funny?
whole show.
What's up?
You set up that whole show.
Yes, he did.
Hey.
Yes, he did. Shout out to
All
Trev.
that behind the
scenes
Does
work.
not get enough
Yay.
credit for that.
Thank you.
Amazing job putting it together.
But it's also funny that you bring up those who can't, because Adam wrote 2 best-selling books.
Yes, he did.
He did the television show Those Who Can't, but Tony didn't tell anybody that in the show this is where they hang out. You know, like they worked up the
Is
street.
this the reference place for
Yes,
that?
Oh,
know
wow.
I know. And he's like,
Okay.
"Yeah, we were in some sort of TV show or something." and
Something, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
yeah, he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
we just came in
For
here
those
and hung
listening,
out."
please
and
go
left."
check
Cool,
out
man.
that special.
Well, the
Not
South
only is
Park
it
guys
held
have been here, and all
he's a
3 of them got
legendary
up and
dude.
did comedy.
Yeah.
Sam Talent was running it.
Which
Love
is
that.
funny. Well, they also came in for a show one time when I was working at Casa Bonita, but I left because I was working door and had to go do 10 minutes of comedy
Oh, my God.
in the back of a sushi restaurant to like 7 people, and then I did a Miss Piggy impression where I'm like, "Hey, what
Oh,
are your favorite
shit.
movies?" And somebody's like, "Miss Piggy," and I had to do an impression or Schindler's List, and I had to do an impression
Oh.
of Miss Piggy in Schindler's List.
Oh my
Oh, let's hear that.
It's just Miss Piggy in a red dress.
Oh.
This could have been a person.
Damn it, that was good.
He's good at that.
I like that.
But then I
Don't tell
came
'em.
back and they're like, "Hey, the South Park guys were here." I'm like, sick,
Damn.
sick.
Yeah.
But Papa Roach played here.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh, really?
Denver
Fuck
7
yeah.
gives.
White stripes.
Right. Denver 7 gives, which I guess is a company, so there should be a comma. Donates more than $15,000 to Grand County for new animal shelter.
So the name of the place
Yeah.
is Denver whatever gives.
So the news source we get these positive articles from is called Denver 7. So
Denver
I think
7.
It's
the
a channel.
organization is.
Which, by the way,
Okay.
you should be
Yes.
sponsoring us,
So-
Denver 7.
And you were
I
talking
know.
about Puppy Finder
Right.
And
earlier.
we're sponsored by Debbie's
Pet
Animal
Finder,
Rescue.
yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
idea
Because
that
I do
9
sugar
wants to know,
mammal.
investigates why Denver 7 isn't a main sponsor.
yeah.
Well, they used to get on the live stream, and it would not be okay.
Well, and Jacob was talking about Pet Finder earlier. I want to do a second shout out to Demi's Animal Shelter. She does amazing work for local animals here. Please go
Somebody
find
just said
her.
yes.
Every penny she gets goes to the animals. Nobody
100%.
gets paid.
Nice.
Go
Love
to
that. Love
Turn
that.
of the
She's been
Century
doing it for 10
Bingo
years.
on Havana
Nice.
if you want to play bingo and support Demi's Animal Rescue for
She's the head
$14,000
bartender here,
Muscos.
One of the owners, like, she is doing everything she can to help animals in this city. So if you're listening, I don't care if your other states drive here, get an animal that needs a home from Demi.
Yep.
Sweet.
I heard Mookie's looking for one.
Also, somebody needs to adopt Mookie. That dude is
Hi.
feral as hell.
So,
not a very good-
Trump's gives you that look.
Parker Company
gotta
supports
sell 'em a
rescue
little.
dogs in need while matching PJs.
What?
Well, I missed that.
What?
They try to get people to adopt dogs on the morning show while they were wearing matching PJs.
Oh, I thought
The
you could get like
dogs and
PJs
the-
made out of the dog's hair.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
you're
I thought
sick.
I was buying PJs
You
for
gotta
dogs,
use
which
it.
I'm very much into.
We have
You
a wonderful
put a PJ on a
poodle
dog and
down
a PJ
here,
on you and
Ed
walk
Gein.
Yeah.
So is
that way
your-
everyone
is
knows
like-
it's yours.
Ed
So
Gein.
wait, is your local news all about pets or what's going on?
Well,
What's up
There's
with
a
that, you
lot
know what I
going
mean?
on in this town.
Yeah, like,
Sometimes it's
Apparently
about
it's all
cancer and
pets.
stuff.
well, that's on the upside, I guess.
Which they do
Bright
something
side?
with the.
Okay, here's
with
There was 4 different articles about one kid getting a piano one time.
Really?
One kid, one time
Slow
got a
news
piano.
He wasn't even dressed like Batman or anything. It was bullshit.
I have a local news report from a friend who was at the 420 festival in the Capitol that the smoke was so thick you couldn't see the Capitol building.
I'll tell you
So
this.
I
I-
consider that a positive Denver news.
Yeah.
When I
There we
moved
go.
to California, I'd never seen, well, I'd seen fog in Minnesota, but my daughter had never seen fog before in Hawaii. She'd never seen fog. And she got up one morning, she was 15, and she looked outside and she goes, Jesus Christ, California, that's what you get for legalizing weed. And I was like, what the fuck?
All we got for it was a bunch of people from fucking Kansas.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got high enough,
Nebraska.
get the fuck home, right?
They're like, hey, I'm living off my dad's welding money.
But every time I drive through fog now, I think of that, and I'm just like, holy shit, we're in California.
Nothing like having Colorado plates and driving through Kansas or Nebraska. You're
No
like,
shit.
fuck, they just sit
No
there
shit.
waiting.
How we doing on time, Patrick?
We should get to.
They're
You
like,
want
what
more?
you
You
got?
got one more?
He's like, I don't
Do you have
know.
another one? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off if you had another.
More reverb.
All right, can I do
Work out
two?
well.
Can I do two?
Go for it.
The first one's real fast.
Okay.
Denver Zoo reveals name of baby giraffe.
Oh,
what
a new
is the
one.
name?
What is it?
Thorn.
Hell yeah.
Thorn?
Yeah.
Thorn?
Yeah.
I
Who's
thought he
one of
said
the
foreign.
Owners.
new owners of the
Porn would be a better name.
Porn.
Yeah.
Porn
Yeah,
with
with
giraffe.
neck.
Porn.
Got
with a tongue like that?
All
neck.
neck. All neck.
I'm definitely convinced your
All
news
neck.
source is all about animals.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot going
Right.
on in this town.
Yeah, there's a lot of animals in this
Well,
town.
actually, the museums and the zoos actually have a lot of things going on, which is actually pretty rad.
It's funny because the Denver Zoo has their
Museums
lion
are
area
But it's
cool.
not
called
Yeah.
newsworthy.
the Lion's Lair.
Yeah.
So people go there.
Oh, I did that. I
Did
looked
you?
it up
Did-
today. Like, wait a minute. This
go
ain't
to
right.
the zoo. Like, wait a minute.
You
that
should
can't
get a
be
real
right.
lion. You should adopt a real lion for here.
We got a paper mache one.
What else you
Yeah.
got,
There you
Chuckles?
go.
It was in the Pink Panther movie.
Become the Carol Baskin of lions.
All right, so last one.
Yes.
A sequoia forest in Detroit, plantings to improve air quality and mark Earth Day.
In Detroit?
Yeah.
Fuck Detroit.
It's on the fucking same thing. It says
hilarious.
giraffe, Detroit.
But you know what the funny thing is in order for the new generation of sequoia trees to come about, they have to burn.
Yeah, there has to be a
That,
fire.
that,
Yeah, that's
that
how their
forest has
seeds
to burn
activate.
down in order for the next
Anybody
generation.
volunteering to
so
burn
old and so
Detroit?
close to dying
Well-
that they're just going to feed into the next fire. Like-
Unfortunately.
Well, the heat opens the pine cone, so the seeds come out without
Yep.
that. So you're gonna have these sequoias, but you're gonna set it on fire in the middle of Detroit. What are we doing? You know?
The meth heads in
Everything's
Detroit got
burning
that
in
hand.
Detroit.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
close enough. We could build sequoias here. Everything's on
Yeah,
fire
yeah.
over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Right?
That's how I
Right.
know chemtrails aren't real.
All right, well, we're gonna get to the final part of this podcast. What do you guys got coming up? What's new? What's big? Anything you guys put out your info? Whatever. We'll take it from you. Zach.
I have all kinds of stuff going on. I work and I have a child, and I'm very boring now.
Holler.
But I have an 18-month checkup coming up. That'll be pretty exciting.
You gonna do the prostate?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't been
very
practicing the prostate exam at all, so I'm probably gonna fail.
Okay,
So
Jacob
we're-
can teach you.
Got some
When
tips?
I had my first one, it's kind of like getting raped a little bit.
The doctor.
I checked this
Especially
morning.
when they hand you the rag to take the grease away.
Oh my God!
Zach, I'm resonating so hard. I'm about to become an uncle for the second time, and I have a day job.
Wow. Yeah, same seats.
Wow.
Deep.
You know the feel.
Yeah.
You know the
so
feel.
busy.
But how do they get a hold of you? You got like
Oh, you find me on Zach ZN I Know It on Instagram. You can also find me Zach Zimmerman Stand Up Comic on Facebook. I'm posting shows there all the time.
cool, man. You guys.
What do you want first?
Whatever.
What's going on? I got nothing going on.
You know, you got no shows coming up, nothing.
Yeah, she does.
Plug the California gigs.
Yes,
I
she
know got a
does.
couple coming up.
Yeah, I quit doing comedy for a while, like for the last
She's lying.
3 to 5 years. No, I did.
I hear you. I just do this now.
Yeah, I just show up with these assholes. They drag me out, but yeah. I'll go back and do some shows in Honolulu and in Minnesota. Yeah,
So
my
if you're ever
phone-
in those
Okay,
areas,
so I've heard you're based in Tracy. We're talking about shows in Honolulu.
well, my
Minnesota.
kids are in Honolulu. And my parents are in Minnesota.
you find her
so-
all over the country. Is what she's trying to say.
Yeah.
She's constantly traveling. Grab her if you can.
Wherever you
Well-
can give me a mic, I'll get up.
She's a
I
real
guess.
country girl.
You're an
I
asshole.
play country music too.
Boo-hoo-hoo,
So
cocky.
have you
Okay,
got
bro.
any like website or anything anybody get hold of you?
On Facebook, because I'm old,
Yes, me
Jackie
too.
Pearl, and it's spelled JACQUI, and Pearl is PIRL. I know they're both spelled wrong. I didn't. My
didn't do
mom
it.
gave me one, and my ex-husband gave me the other. And I had nothing to do with it, you know?
Yeah, she quit all right.
Yeah.
We don't
yeah.
believe you, Jackie. You still got it.
And Same thing with Insta. It's Jackie Pearl, but I'm never on there unless my kids send me something.
Yeah.
And it's
Be the
usually
kids that send her something, folks.
Be the kids that send me something. Yes, indeed.
We're trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Oh God, I
Thank
hate
you. JACQUIPIRL. Find
Nice.
me.
I
And
was
you're
trying
the
to go
last
with
four of
some
your
joke
Good
social.
luck
that
with
put you in
that.
peril, but like she like lowers you down. It didn't work.
Yeah, just last four of your social, please.
Yeah, please.
No, so next month I'm hosting a weekend in Last Unlimited. I got another show next weekend in Sacramento. It's a secret show, but you'll be able to find out through my social media. Jacob Blazer comedy on Instagram, Jacob Blazer on YouTube, and TikTok. I'm also Jacob Blazer, so it's not too hard to find.
And how do you
Well,
spell
cornered the market.
Blazer?
BLAESER.
Yes.
Aw.
Yeah.
Hey, I had a lot of fun today. Thank you for.
Thank
you
you
know,
for
making me
having
laugh.
us.
Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Denver
looking at
rocks,
laughing
dude.
all afternoon. So.
Do we want to do the actual last section? Have them ask us a question?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Go ahead there.
Yeah. So the last thing we do before we do our goodbyes is each of you, if you want to ask us a question, no pressure to. My kind of rule is I will answer it up until I have to plead the Fifth Amendment. So
As
Nice. So who
honestly
did you
as
murder?
Possible.
There's no
Fifth.
there's
Fifth.
no statute of
Fifth.
limitations on that. I want to answer.
I murdered a bunch of red ants when I was a kid with a magnifying glass.
straight up.
Nice.
Still
nice.
wanted for that.
Still wanted.
I
by the
have a
queen bee.
question. What's your worst nightmare gig? We all
Okay.
or weirdest one. Doesn't have to be nightmare, but
Yeah,
a weird one.
I've got a couple, but I'll tell you about the first one is it was the first time I smoked weed before I got on stage.
Good
and-
start.
Yeah, and I thought I was going to be second to last up. Turns out I was last up, and I had to follow. If you ever find her in Southern California, Miss Alma, she's a beast. This giant, just awesome comic who destroys rooms, and she and I split a blunt before we got on stage.
Holy
And
shit.
I get
yeah.
on stage, and I'm only, I don't know, maybe a year and a half in, so I have no make-em-ups.
Yeah.
And I get on stage just absolutely bomb. And so like, fuck it, let's go to crowd work. This isn't working. And this lady in the front row was just like not giving me anything. And so I'm trying to like, I'm not egging her on, but I'm just like, just like trying to get an interaction because
Hello,
I got
yes, I
nothing.
wanna connect.
I'm high as shit. All my bits aren't working.
Yeah.
And then so I'm like, fine, whatever. She tells me to go. She went, to go fuck yourself, and I was like, okay, go fuck yourself, which is not a great escalation.
Yeah.
Right, right.
And so I'm like, fuck it, let's bring it back down. So I look at her friend, and I'm like, hey, what was your most awkward age growing up? And the other girl pipes up, was like, if you make fun of my friend one more time, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking throat. And I was so stoned that I had nothing.
Yeah.
So I just leaned into my next bit that's like 2 minutes, and I have
Oh
Run
my
the clock,
God.
run the
Yeah.
clock.
like, let's just go into another story. And the entire time I can hear her under her breath, like, I swear to God, if he says like one more fucking thing, I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna punch him in the fucking throat. I'm gonna punch him in the fucking throat. And that's all I can hear because the entire crowd is dead. And
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
go, all right, thank you guys so much. Yeah.
I was thinking, my
was
craziest.
awful.
Flop sweats. Flop sweats. Yeah, I
it
get
was,
you.
It was one of the worst days of my life, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a stoner off stage. I could never be one of those guys that could do it
On
on
stage,
stage.
I have to bring up a California one. I was in Oakland in a warehouse, like 500 kids. They were all like barely 21. And I was in a band called Lion Bitch and Restraining Orders.
Love that.
And we got up on stage, and we were hardcore punk rock, and half the crowd turned their backs on us and then walked out. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I get done with the show, and I'm sitting there talking to one of the kids, like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, oh, we're PC punks.
Oh, no.
Oh my
I said, you're an
God.
oxymoron, you fucking idiot, because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
be one and the other. You can't be both.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
100%.
you're either a fucking punk rocker or you're politically correct.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
cannot be both.
paying your
100%.
But it was so weird. Like, they just, like, turned around in unison. Like, they'd planned the whole thing out. We just kept jamming. You give fucked. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
you paid $20 to see me. Go ahead, walk out
Yeah,
and fuck
we're
get
yourself.
paid no matter what, right?
Yeah, I got paid.
I hope the leader looked like PC Principal from South
I
Park.
laughed so hard because I went up to him, well, you're an oxymoron. And he had to think, what is that?
Straight edge hardcore. What does that mean?
Right.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Oh, I had a blast.
Thank you for
I had
having
fun.
us.
Appreciate y'all. I got one last question for you, my friend.
All right.
And I don't have one in my pocket, so don't worry. What's the best/worst heckle you've ever got on stage?
Ooh, good question.
There's been a lot.
What one stands out the most?
You suck.
No,
That's a good question.
that's normal. All right, can I give you two?
yes.
All right.
Yes.
One time I did a show at a prison down in Trinidad, Colorado,
Hey.
and I was wearing a Men in Black 3 shirt, and I heard, "Hey, nice shirt." I looked over, and it was a bunch of like skinheads, and I was like, "That's weird." I thought you guys liked the Men in White. But also one time I was in Vegas doing a show at Rick's Rollin' Smoke Barbecue, which is in the same parking lot of the Pawn Stars.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
that.
it's a great show.
Yeah,
Steve
yeah.
is great. It's a wonderful
Steve,
situation.
yeah.
I love it. But I showed up and I'm like, sweet, I'm so glad to be here and blah. And before that, it was already funny because I went to the wrong one, which was under the freeway. So I was like already stoked to do the show under the freeway, and then I went to the other one. I was like, oh, this is cool. But there was two guys, and they looked like the Jersey Shore version of like Fraser and Niles.
Okay.
Oh, God.
And about like 2 seconds into my set, they started going, Chumlee!
Chumlee, that's great.
And that one really like
Beat the shit out of
that one really resonates with me.
close to
Late at night,
Hey,
while
chum.
I'm staring at my ceiling.
Like a stage 4 Chumlee with the shaved head.
Yeah, like I was like,
Yeah.
I was just thinking I had a crazy. We were driving from Denver to Vegas, and we were in this van that fucking sucked. So we were running late. We were like 2 hours late. We show up to this place called the Cooler Lounge in Vegas, and we go. And the guy's like, "Dude, this is Vegas. We're open 24 hours. Set up when you can, and then go." So we were setting up, and I'm like, "Damn, look at all these hot chicks around here." And everybody's like, "Wow, this is gonna be a great show." Turns out it was the drag king.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Nice.
Showgirls bar.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're up there playing away, and this girl's dancing, and all of a sudden I start seeing a clock tower. Literally, for the first time I've ever been on stage, we all stopped playing, started laughing our asses off, and then just started right back up. Because we all were like, oh shit, dude.
That's why they call her Dixie.
Yeah.
It was a great show, though. It was a fun show.
All right, before we wrap up, I have two shout-outs. First is to Truffles. He's the first person that helped book me on this podcast, much
Yes.
less
Sweet.
let me
My old
step in to
co-host.
be a co-host on just a couple things back in the year, much less step in as the kind of regular co-host right now.
Yep.
Shout out
Shout out.
Truffles.
Give me a woo.
Our other,
I have
our
a
other big
9-year-old.
shout out
Yeah.
that we're
I have
definitely doing every week is to Patrick.
Our
He is an
producer,
absolute
Patrick,
amazing
yeah.
producer. I love him so
Pat
much.
Nagel.
Did we have any questions on the chat? I figured not.
Yeah.
That
fuck
makes
that.
sense.
No phone calls, no
Makes a
nothing.
lot of sense.
But thank you guys so
Very
much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you.
Thank y'all for having
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Have another
Thank
round
you.
on me, and
Yes, sir.
we'll get you.
Take us
set you
out,
up with some
Chuck.
cash. All right. This has been Laxin at the Lair, episode 29 in the video source,
Yes.
with co-host.
I'm your co-host Travis Dowdy and our special guest co-host.
Truffles. I was asking
Yeah. Chuck
if
Gibson.
you add the reverb to him when he does that. What he just
No.
did. Please do it.
No, do it. It's too late. Do it. You can do it.
No, he does it in post.
Oh, he does it. Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, I forgot. Well,
Thank you
anyways.
guys so much. Thank you for everybody who's
Thank
here.
you.
Everybody's here.
Thanks.
Thank
Karaoke
you
is next.
guys.
Stick
Have a great
around.
night.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
y'all.
Thank you.